In this latest video I want to look at the recently released Revolution Trains 00 scale model of an FNA D Nuclear Flask wagon. I used to be employed by DRS and actually helped Revolution Trains in the design and manufacture of this by giving them access to one at Kingamore Depot so they could do some up close and personal photography and examine how the thing's actually constructed and works. Later on in the video we'll look at the actual details of it and how nicely it's come out, but I'll also look at how they came about, how they replaced the original FNA-C models that worked nuclear power stations for 20 or 30 years. The reasoning why they look slightly different, but in some respects there are some similarities, and also how they're deployed these days and the best places to go and see them in action. The FNA-Cs were introduced in the 70s and built at various British Rail workshops and also Procore Engineering. These have become fairly life expired in the sort of 2010-2012 period and were all due a major general repair. The issue being that because they were fully clad in stainless steel, they were going to need to have that stainless steel removed to access the main structure underneath, with little idea of what we were going to find if we took that cladding off in terms of radiation and contamination. Once a decision had been taken to do a new build version of it, certain criteria had to be met during the design process. The length of the buffers had to be exactly the same and the centre line in the same place because of the way they interact with the hoist wells at the power stations. The actual well where the flask sits with its stainless steel cladding and stainless steel guides had to be the same. And the under tray and the canopy and bulkhead itself had to have exactly the same cooling slots to ensure that the flask remained cool in traffic as the vehicle was rolling along. So this predetermined how the designers at WH Davis were going to make it the same. The biggest difference was that over the years the external stainless steel cladding had found to be redundant. No contamination had ever been found. So the decision was taken for it to become a painted vehicle, painted in the NDA colour scheme, with the only stainless steel cladding being inside the well and on the flask guides. The initial order was for a batch of 10, and the first time they appeared at Sellafield was when two of them came up on a test train, top and tail with Class 57s. At this early stage they didn't have the big numbers painted on top of the canopy, and a major focus on this part of the testing was on the noise levels. The reasons why these were fitted with Barber Easy Ride bogies rather than the original FBT6Ms is that you're basically not allowed to use anything as noisy as the old Y25 ones these days. The model itself comes nicely packaged in a stout cardboard decorated box. Nice, quite colourful. Some simple facts about the real things on the back. The inner packaging is a simple two-piece telescopic plastic box. Keeps the vehicle quite secure. There are 2 pages of instructions and details, including a very comprehensive spare parts list. And a simple pack of accessories with the screw couplings, air hoses and a tail lamp. The level details shows just how much care Revolution took when they visited Kingmore in recording all the detail. The printing is absolutely superb. The treatment of the brass zenny locks that hold the placard holders shut with their bespoke padlocks is beautifully reproduced. The detail on the BER bogies is also similarly good. These are fitted with a NEMS coupler pocket, which is obviously the coupler is removable if you want to put the scale screw couplings and the air hoses on. Particularly impressive are the on-off indicators for the handbrakes on the bogies. These tiny little red and green things that stick out of the side are quite important in real life and are faithfully reproduced in the model. The underside pipework for the air brake gear is nicely reproduced as a stainless steel finish. These are a big difference from the old FNA-Cs, which had a habit of corroding quite badly being made of mild steel, and these separate pipes really show the care and attention put into the model. So the canopy can be posed open or shut. In real life they would never ever be seen running with the canopy open, only at railheads and Sellafield itself. There is a weight in the bottom of the well, which I'm assuming will come out, obviously because it's a plastic model and needed to put a ballast weight in. But my intention with this is to actually scratch build a AGR flask to sit over this weight to fill the revolving void. And the inside of the well and the flask guides are faithfully reproduced as bare stainless steel. The wagon rolls extremely freely on pinpoint bearings, as evidenced by the slight dip on the bench above my computer in the office, where it quite happily rolls on something that doesn't seem to be a gradient at all. And of course the buffers are fully sprung. For the first 2 or 3 years the initial batch of 10 were put into service and worked hand in hand with the FNA-C, so you quite often get mixed formations of both the old and the new vehicles. Subsequent batches delivered over the next few years ensured that we ended up with a working fleet of 40 vehicles, identified by the RIV numbers, so it all start off 79229, with the 3 identifying numbers from 001 to 040 and then a checker number after. So in conclusion, I'm very impressed. Very nice model, very nicely detailed, runs well. I think the retail price is about £32. I'll certainly be getting a few more of the different road numbers as they come out. You can run them with 68s, 88s, 66s. In the early days, before Valley finished running, you get 37s and 57s on there. Yeah, good model.